Okay, so it's October 12th. Rained the last 2 days, yesterday and tonight, or this morning, I guess, and not picking beans, so Jake and I decided to come down here and hunt tonight. But before that, we got to check some trail cameras and then go see my buddy at the taxidermist shop. He's got my buck from last year. But anyway, we just checked the 2 cameras where we're going to hunt tonight. We just dumped in real quick and grabbed them to see what it looked like, and there is a really, really nice buck daylighting the last couple days. So, fingers crossed, we got a good wind, good conditions. Cold front's going to push through tonight, so hopefully they get on their feet. See what happens. A couple more trail cameras to check, and we're going to be in a tree. North side of this ridge with a wind in our face, and they're coming this way. They're working their way to the south. So, ideal situation. They're going to come out of bedding north of us, jump the fence, come down one of these trails through here, or feed out into this little pocket of beans here. I mean, as you can hear, we're not far from the road, but this is a really, really good spot when bucks start going into rut and early. Like I said, the cameras we pulled earlier, there was a really nice buck like 2 days ago, like 6 o'clock. So if they're going to do that, and with the rain that we've had this morning and last night, it should get these deer on their feet. We got a really calm, where we're at right now is really calm, but you get up on this ridge, get out into that field, it gets a lot more windy, so who knows, you never know what's going to happen, but first doe that gives me a good shot, it's going to be dead. And like I said though, there are a lot of really nice bucks in this ground, so who knows. Big buck. No. Oh yeah, they're both huge. Okay, so it's 7:15, obviously past shooting light, but what started out as a slow night turned into an incredible night. Watching these does out in front of us, and all of a sudden I looked at Jake and I said, Jake, big buck. Anyway, the really big 8-pointer stepped out, which I've never seen before. I don't have pictures of him. We watched him for a little while, and then a second big buck stepped out. It looked like a really nice 10-pointer. Just nuts of a night. And then all the deer that we've been watching all night fed up right to us in 20 yards, of course. But that's going to be a hard stand to not go back to, I think. It's set up good, and we had a bad wind tonight, but never got busted once, and all those deer were downwind of us, so I don't know. What a hunt. The grind continues. Bring on November. Make something happen. October 13th, we got in this stand last night, and we have pretty much the exact same conditions, except it's about 10 or 15 degrees colder. The wind's not ideal, but last night they didn't bust us once, so we want to have the same wind to see if they're going to do the same thing. They came out, those 2 bucks came out down below, about 120 out, right at last light, so hopefully this cold front that pushed through is going to get them on their feet a little sooner. So, different night, same result. 7:15 now, and same deal. It got dark and deer kind of came out of everywhere. We got covered in them, so we had to stick it out, let them feed off before we crawled down. But saw another buck that we had on camera. None of the bucks we saw last night, but a deer that I'm really excited about. He's probably a 2 or a 3-year-old, and he's probably 24, 25 inches wide, but just really short tines. He's gonna get the pass from me this year, and we had him at probably 70 yards tonight, but a really good deer, a really good up-and-comer, and then we saw 2 other little bucks, watched them make a scrape, and then countless does. They just came out of everywhere. But I really do like that spot, and once again, we didn't get busted again tonight, so I think it's going to be a hot spot. But
try to make some adjustments, and we might sit on the lower side the next time we hunt this piece, and hopefully we can't get some closure on something. Shoot a doe at least. So another good night, another fun time, but the grind continues. Oh man, that felt good. What a cluster. I drew 3 times. Oh man, I hope she's down. It passed through. It was center punch, I think. Looked like long. Oh man, that feels good. 3rd day hunting this stand, and they finally did it right. I'm pretty sure she jumped that fence down there, and I can't imagine she made it much further than that, but oh man, that was the one that I wanted. That was definitely the biggest doe out of all of them. And this one right here was at 20 yards, and I drew on her. Jake couldn't get on her, and then she busted. But for whatever reason, that biggest one just stood there. And I said, Jake, you want her? I ranged her at 39, held low, and she ducked, but I think I'm gonna be okay. It looked pretty good. Passed through. I mean, I'm not gonna say pass through, but shish kebab. The knock was sticking out the one end, but the rest of the arrow was on the other, so man, that feels good. October 14th, another crazy hunt. Jake and I have been on fire. The last 2 nights we've been hunting here, and we've been seeing some really nice bucks, but an abundance of does. So we made the decision we were going to come in this morning. Didn't think the bucks would be out feeding, and sure enough they weren't. And it was a perfect morning to shoot a doe, and they came out right away, and I put a perfect shot on her. I mean, it was a touch high, but I held on her hard at 40, and she kind of ducked right into it, and had to been double long the way she was bleeding through those beans, and she jumped the fence and didn't make it but another 10 yards after that, so not quite 100 yards from where we killed her or shot her. But man, I'm excited about this one. It's been a tough season so far, and after the Nebraska hunt and bad luck there, it just feels good to finally get it and tell myself, you know, I can do it. A little confidence booster, and we still got all these bucks on this farm that are very daylight active, so you know, we're gonna keep hunting the shit out of this, and man, I'm excited about it. This is a perfect way to start this cold front. And, oh man, feels good. The old VXR did its work, and now Jake and I got a little work ahead of us. So.